Hi everyone, it's but you're sick of me. Sorry I'm late anyway. I had to do something, before came on. And it had to be done, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm here now. And it's film night. Yes, film night. Got a few good films actually to recommend. Right, I bet you someone mentions football. Bet you. TW, big old Frank and Reds. IHC. The T says, like, share, and subscribe, Reds. Thank you, TW. And how come we're playing for? Don't you know why we're playing Friday night? Because Arnie wants to spend the weekend and a few extra days with his wife in Holland and then fly over for a couple of days to Ibiza. That's why. They're run by clowns. You wouldn't cocoa. You wouldn't cocoa tea. Oh, mate. Hey, Frank in chat. He carries on and says the TV drama films in Liverpool called The Cage has been very good. I remember walking down Water Street and Jude Law was there. And I was stopped. I came out of the town hall, walked down, and he was film crew, he was whatever. And I was stopped. He said, "You can't go any further." And what I seen over on the opposite side, by India Building, was Jude Law walking up, and he was actually being filmed. And that was Alfie, plays Alfie. But Liverpool is absolutely amazing. It's amazing, for copying other cities, if you know what I mean. The hunt for Red October, St George's Hall, the outside, and the other buildings as well, including the library and the Walker and the Sessions House. That was like shown as Moscow. So, New York, we've got buildings there here today that could be seen as New York, and the Mersey, believe it or not, as the Hudson River. And as I said about St George's Hall being in Moscow, so that's why it was so popular with any film company, whether they're American or whether they're English. It's incredible, this particular city. Remember Sherlock Holmes, funny enough, with Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. That was filmed here. Because we've got the Georgian houses, haven't we? And they just double up. Forget what else, but it was a period one. It's like, I think the madness of King George III, that is, historically. And they filmed around Faulkner Street, all the Georgian buildings there. And everyone's dressed up in Georgian costume. The 1700s, the 18th century. So, stay. But I don't know what The Cage is about. I haven't a clue. Whether it's about Liverpool, I don't know. Cedric. Now, he should be in all these films, Cedric, with that name. Big up the day after birthday legend. So Cedric Lopez. Big up the day after birthday legend. The T-series. I didn't know him. Yeah, yeah, but Jude Law a few years ago. Seen Meryl Streep as well. I remember telling you. And again, I was going through a building, and it was an India building off Water Street. I was just walking through, and there she is walking down. Couldn't believe it. And you just let on to these people. I said, I like Meryl. She went, hi. And I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm making a film with Hugh Grant. Whatever that was. But that was a few years ago. So I've got a few films for you. And I'll tell you what, there's some new ones. I got the shock of my life when I seen what was on. Cedric to the T. I think he wants a couple of films, so he can sit with Mrs. Rowe, while he goes and makes it a cup of tea. Yeah, what's this? Frank recommended it. Even in Frankie and chat, even in Raw. Big up, bro. And the poets, a stammer gone yet. The lion so-and-so tried his best to turn us into, yes, Eric Horncracker era, East Germany, yes. And he wants to rejoin the European Union with a loads of corrupt people who the likes of Soros and BlackRock, and of course the deep state of America got into power. Ursula von der Leyen and all those cronies, they're all corrupt, every single one of them. And there's Germany making an army. And there's a rule what's Kohler, I think. Oh, what was his name? It wasn't Kohler. Oh, his name came to me then. Oh. One of the mighty German generals or field marshal was Kohler. Oh, what's his name? But anyway, he signed a declaration saying that Germany will not be allowed to make arms to sell to other countries. And what's this mate doing? He's making all these drones to sell to Ukraine. Or he wants to. But they're not allowed. It's against international law, but then again, international law means nothing these days. Especially with Trumpington. I thought you were going to say it's there. Slot gone yet? And the liver birds. Good evening, Frank, Reds, and lovely chatters. Says our liver bird, who's got a dog named Chomsky. Named after Noam Chomsky. You can't make these up, can you? Going back, you're getting all these mad names, aren't you, for, kids growing up. Like Dominique, Crystal, all these. And what's that one I heard? Oh, I forget what it was. Oh, forget what it was. Anyway, these are all. And you used to get dog names, didn't you? Towser. and Buster and things like that. The liver bears has one named Chomsky. Chomsky. Lovely. Come here, Chomsky. Barry says, even in Frankenchat, hope you had a good bit. Always remember when Jaws came out in the cinema, it wasn't a patch on the book. We're going to do, Johan and I are going to do a little, well, it won't be him, unfortunately, but he suggested about books, and I said, how about film stroke books? You know, films based on books, and that's a very good one, though. What you've just said there, Barry, and it wasn't like the book. Oh, but yes, it was about big shark, you know, eating everyone. There's a film, one of the new ones, and it's out now, and it stars Aaron Eckhart, and it's on YouTube. Couldn't believe it. And it's called Deep. Deep. And it's about a plane, you know, taking off, and passenger plane. And it crash lands in the sea. But it crash lands in shark-infested waters. And it's called Deep. So have a look at that. But there's one, and I was recommending it just a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't believe it. And it's only come out, and it's on YouTube. And that's Apex. Apex. And you get it on YouTube. Watch it. Got a few marked down here to watch. And another one I recommended just a couple of weeks ago as well. And it's All the Devils Are Here. And that's on YouTube. I just couldn't believe that either. Whoa. And it's on Apex. And so All the Devils Are Here with Eddie Marsan and Apex, the new films, and you can get them on YouTube. There's a couple of Frankenstein ones as well, and I don't mean like, you know, Peter Cushing or anything. One is very gothic, and it stars like the actor I just mentioned about Deep, and that's Aaron Eckhart. He's a good actor. And he's in I, Frankenstein. But it's very gothic. And there's another one called Victor Frankenstein. And that's very good as well. So get onto that. I always get mixed up with these two fellas. Ewan McGregor. Oh, what's his name? Great actor as well. Forget it. Anyway, Victor Frankenstein. And that's on YouTube. And I, Frankenstein, is on YouTube. It's very good. Two of them. And you get so, you know, different types of the Frankenstein thing. As I said, the first one, I, Frankenstein, is very gothic. You might like it, I don't know. But Victor Frankenstein, there's more to the story. But it is off the story, but it's more to it, if you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. And the sea says, there's a comedy on this Friday at 8. Do you mean out down at Villa Park? Goes on. And the Anfield here, Frankie, if Alonso makes this move to Chelsea, for me, his loyalty to our club, I've now washed my hands of him. Yeah. It's like Frank Lampard. If he was good being our manager, I don't like this at all. No. I don't think he will, though. But he's waiting for Liverpool. This is what came out today. But Liverpool, I'm not saying that. I'll have to get this right. Liverpool have asked him to wait. Because Liverpool can't do, I keep saying this to Anfields, to people. Liverpool have to wait until the fully end of the season and first week in June to do anything. And that's why they said, don't. Wait for us. That's what they've said. They can't do nothing. And they don't want to pay paying this fella extra extortion, as you might as well say, money to this phony slot. And you can't write a script. I'm talking about films. You can't even write a script. What's going on? The Vader. All right, Frank and Raw. Good on the bees, scotches. And Paul Taylor. Hi, Frank. Sheridan Smith, who stars in The Cage, says she wants to live in Liverpool one day. I've spoken to her. How long ago now? It was before I had my operation. So I'd say around 5 or 6 years ago. She was in something here. And she loves the place. Chatting to her. And she said, I love this city. I showed her around, actually. That's how I got to know. I was asked to show her around. Said she loves it. Tell you who else loved it. And I showed him around as well. I was asked to show him around. And I think I've mentioned this. And when I first met him, I shook his hand and he shook my hand. And I went, and he looked at me like, that was Robin Gibb. What a historian he was. Incredible, you know. And he bought a bed. He never told me how much for. He bought a bed. And he lived in it like a part of a castle. And he bought this bed. He said, I bought Henry VIII's bed. He bought that. I said, how much for? He said, I couldn't tell you. He said, Henry VIII. And little Linda. Even in Frank, hope you was a lovely bit. Very quiet. I had Francine down, and my granddaughter and my grandson Ben. So, and Ben. Now Ben's what, 22. And he said, I'm going training, and he comes out to see your granddad. I said, okay. He sat down. Sophia was already sitting down, and the two of them were like that on the phones. Come to see the granddad, and they were like that. And I said to her, so are you looking at a photograph of me? She looked at me, she said, no, why? I said, oh, I thought you there's a photograph of me on your phone. She just looked at me as, you know. Shut up, granddad. So it was quiet, Lynn, thank you. Slot hated more than Stormer. Slot hated more than Stormer. Well, over 1 million signs, any else. Yeah, 1.5 now. It's going up. It's going up. I'm going to answer some of the, on my pod, what I did that went out yesterday. And the Anfield Raw, he was actually on it. CW was on it. I'm going to answer the question, like the comments, because they were great comments. And I had this, I thought they were physio fellas who came to see me today, 1 o'clock. And they weren't. They were what they can do for me. Getting around the house and that. So I've heard them. This lad, the main one, he said, "Seeing you on the TV." And I went, "Oh, yeah." He said, "And you're a Liverpool fan, aren't you?" I went, "Yeah." What he watched was Scouse, not English. And I said to him, "What do you think of Slot?" And he went, he said, "We've got to tell you now." "How's your heart?" I said, "You're not going to say you give him another year, are you?" He said, "No." He said, "He's useless." Absolutely useless, he said. Nice fellas they were, 2 of them. And Barry says, Paul told me to read the first 6 pages of Jaws before I saw the film, which wasn't a patch on the book, says Barry. Yeah, I remember I actually got it. I was going away. And I got it out of W.H. Smith, of all places. Because I always brought books with me away. And I forgot them, left a couple in the house. So I went in there and I seen Jaws. I would go with that. Because you just see the shark like that, don't you? Great. I said, I'll have a go at this. Now, that's before the film came out, by the way. And I read it. Then I went along the forum, or the ABC, as it was called, to see Jaws. And it was different. Albeit it was a great film. It really was. I'm not, I like that. But you're right there, Barry, about reading the first bits, because you get right into it. My fucking nose is itchy again. I don't believe coming in here. My nose, my eyes. And the T says, confusing me, have a film and TV on Tuesday night. I'll tell you for why. You mentioned it before. Why are we playing on Friday night? Am I right? Because I've got something going on Saturday. So I won't be doing anything Saturday morning. So I brought it forward. Well, Jason did. Brought it forward to tonight. Because tomorrow night, I'm doing the UAPs. Thursday night, I'm doing the football. Because of the Friday night, it's the match. So we've had to change things around. This is awful, this. I mean, this itch. Got terrible itch. Fucking hell, what did I fucking go through? Yeah, TW, being under Hughes and Slot is like being under Labour government. Not being funny, but I'd rather have the fucking Labour government than these fucking Hughes and Slot. Phil. Hello, Frank and Chatters. How you, Phil? Ta-da. This was advertised as football night. Now it's Barry Norman. It was advertised, but I had to change it because the night before, we're playing the night before, so I said, can you change it? He said, yeah. And I can't do Saturday morning, or I would have just left it, if you know what I mean. That's why can't win with you lot. But what are we doing? We're talking about football. And live a bit. I had hoped in my very militant student days in the 70s that old men would stop using the youth to settle their differences. You see, when you were a student in the 70s, just like myself, what you've got to think of, Liva, is that we looked at the likes of Harold Wilson, and there was Ted Heath as well, wasn't there as well? And they were grey-haired men who looked like our granddads. And we thought they were full of wisdom and everything. But as we get older, we're looking at the likes of Starmer. Say like my grandson mentioned, 21 years of age, he's looking at Starmer as a grey old man. I don't think he'd be looking at the likes of Harold Wilson as we did, as with wisdom. You know, if you know what I mean. But that's the way you looked at it. That's the way you looked at it, and settled differences, because we're older, we're looking at, and when you think who's in the running for the leadership of the Labour, Angela Rayner, come on, give me a break. She's a fraud there. She's corrupt. You remember over the 40 grand? She can't become a Labour leader. And Wes Sweeting, who the fuck is Wes Sweeting? Who is this man? And he's worse than Starmer. He's a prodigy, believe it or not. Oh, guess who? Mandelson. Prodigy. Him and Mandy. Etc. Where's it that go? Apparently, you need a lot of sleep when you are recovering, which is because there's enough done on the pitch. Of course, you need a lot of sleep, but there's not enough training, Cedric. What goes on, so they're all right. The training is abysmal. They don't do any, and they get days off. And people are saying, "Oh, you wanna start playing? Oh, yeah, show let the plays." I'm talking about social network, because you've got all the slot in people. Well, there's not many of them, like, but you know, they're saying, "Well, look at the players. They're not playing and they look sluggish." They haven't a clue. It's the training methods. It's the days off. He's given them players days off so we won't have to go to the AXA, so we can flit off over to Holland. And they can't understand that. Stephen Cochran. Good evening, Frank and fellow Reds. Hope everyone is well. You'll never walk alone. We're all moaning already. Stephen. Oh, the Anfield. Happy birthday, Frankie. Happy birthday, lad. Thank you. And the Anfield Roar says, I watched that Apex and it was crap, wasn't. I thought it was good anyway. I really did. I really did. It was a matter of survival, but don't give too much away because people... There's also another film which is a true story called Kill the Messenger. Kill the Messenger. There's another good film which there's loads here. I've written them down. One is called River Wild. That was made a few years ago, but you know the stars in are very good. Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon sandwich. He's in it. It's very good. And there's another film called Aftermath. Another film called Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. That's the last film of Mission Impossible. And that's on YouTube. You wouldn't believe it, would you? It's only come out. See, there's a few others. One called Unnatural. Unnatural. There's another one. I watched this one like years ago, and I thought it was good. And it was called Cabin Fever. And they're all on YouTube, these. But Kill the Messenger, you've got to watch. And if you want to watch another true story, it's called The Reef. The Reef. She can't say F's properly. But it's called The Reef, nevertheless. I'm not getting my tooth done for £2,000. I'm not going to get it done. I could have been 300 quid plus better off if I wouldn't have gone to that dentist. Every time you open the door, fucking hell, you know, it's costing you. And I have to get taxis up there. Or pay, you know. I wouldn't allow anyone to drive me up there without paying them. The taxi fare that I paid. So it's cost me over 300 quid to go for me to say, no, I don't want it done because you're too dear. Gotta be careful nowadays. And the way that looks like a lot of players are leaving. Ali, Mo, Robbo, Gomez, Canate, Chiesa, Elliott, Jones. What's going on with this club? It's not a matter of what's going on at the club. Look, when we got the players in the summer, and it's as simple as this, when we got the players in the summer, we were told that this was going to be the stem that's going into the blood vessel to give it more blood and to last, like to give us long life. And it never worked. It didn't work. Then the excuses was coming out about transitions. Oh, they're in transition. Well, bollocks. No, they weren't. And then Diogo. It was because of him. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Terrible tragedy as it was, but it wasn't. You know, you can't make him as an excuse. You know, his tragic death. You can't do that. And you can't make a transition an excuse. Excuse me. Do you ever remember me telling you, and you know, remember I'm going back a while back, and I said the likes of Hughes, especially Edwards, has come back to dismantle the legacy of Jurgen Klopp. You just mentioned the players there and players that have already gone. Even the sort of Virgil going. Who's going to be left? Ali, Veg, Robertson, Jones. I watched the Project Hail Mary, really enjoyed that film. Well, I was going to mention that with Ryan Gosling. You can get that on YouTube. You can get that on YouTube too. Yeah, see? He's actually... The Anfield Ross is actually saying, I enjoyed the film. And that was it, but it is good, actually. But I'd like everyone to... It's only like what's going on today. And, you know, you've got to follow the narrative. And like Ornstein, you know, Pearce and Doyle, they're all following the fucking narrative. Anyway, what's Kill the Messenger? True story. And the Liver Bears. At least I didn't choose the name. I heard a man yelling for his dog in Princess Park. Whiskey. He was literally standing shouting, whiskey. Did you go over and get a drink? That reminds me of, I hate flies. Because I knew someone who died of a fly thing, you know, when we were young. The fly went, he was eating outside, and a fly got into something. Well, he went, I don't know what he done. He got up and walked out and came back. And he had a post-mortem, obviously, and it was a fly that killed him. The bacteria. Into his bloodstream, poisoned his bloodstream, he died. And I've hated flies ever since. But as the Liver Bears was saying there, when I see a fly, I was trying to get it, you know. And Francine said, Dad, they can't understand you, you know. Because I was telling the fly to fucking get out. Fuck off. Can't understand you, Dad. Things you say, like whiskey here. Whiskey. And first, I enjoyed the grand brilliance. Brilliant, that. That's where the likes of that and in Bruges, with Ray Fiennes, I said he's one of the finest actors ever in. Because all as I ever seen him before, Grand Budapest Hotel, and in Bruges, I think it was in Bruges I seen him first. Albeit he was playing the main gangster. He was very funny. If anyone hasn't seen In Bruges with Ray Fiennes, Colin Farrell, and Brendan Gleeson, please watch it. Hilarious, brilliant, Ray Fiennes. Glad you brought that up there. Maze up, Phil. The Grand Budapest. Like that Indian lad who plays the bellboy, he was hilarious, wasn't he? But he just had a straight face all the time. And the way he just looked. Just thinking about it. It was funny. And the Raw. To the Bader. Anything related to Klopp is removed. Apparently, even Klopp's original teeth that have been on Slot's desk. I'm serious. Even his original treat. That's a cracker. I think they rubbed his glasses as well, to be honest. People thought that he had eye surgery, yellow laser, to make his eyes better and, see distances. And no, they just rubbed his glasses. That was the start of getting rid of everything about Klopp. His legacy. Brilliant, that draw. That was fantastic. And Stephen, think the Wirral has become a dumping ground again. Now the Harrod virus has hit the UK. Now coaches of sick people as destined at Arrow Park Hospital. Is bad news. Go away. Arrow Park, eh? Where are the viruses coming from? And Phil says, I liked Young Frankenstein. Yeah. And he did it in black and white, didn't he? And it was very good, it was funny. But have a look at it. There are two Frankensteins out now, totally different from that Young Frankenstein. Is me, Frankenstein, which is very gothic. And also Victor his name came to me there. Victor Frankenstein. God blimey, I don't know the lad's name. You sort of know him, seen him loads of times. A great actor as well. So, yeah. Can't be bothered trying to think. And Stephen, Slot's probably on holiday before of course he is. Do you think he's here now in Manchester? Nah. On Friday for a breather away after that depressing game against Chelsea. And Toscana, Buonasera, Franco Red and Reds. I'm getting more and more fed up about LFC. Can't wait for the season to end, but not looking forward to the new season either. Don't know what the owners are trying to do. Yes. Excuse me. Yes. No one knows. But they've got to keep quiet. They can't say too much until the season finishes. So you got all the, as I said, these Ornstein fellas and whatever coming out with all this, and they're following the narrative. And if when Slot's sacked, and when I know the excuse what they're going to come out with, and Xabi Alonso's appointed, or Areola, or Arthur or whoever's appointed, they're going to say, well, they won't say like we've been following the narrative. They can't. They'll just say there was a review and it was felt that Arne Slot couldn't take the team any further, couldn't take the club any further. That's the excuse. So everyone will be made up and everyone will be going, and like next season, we're after Ornstein, Romano was said as well, we're after. See what I mean? That's why you can't be bothered with them. It's easy for me to get papers and I've got a big monitor there and have them on and go say to you, have you heard the latest news? Well, I'm going to tell you the latest news, what blah blah's said. And this fella's good, reliable source, and start fucking reading it. Anyone can do that. It proves to me that they haven't got a fucking brain in them set for themselves. They just like to hear what other people are saying. And put it over to you. See, and if everything goes wrong, like that Jude Bellingham, that's the only thing I can say. And Casino, who else was it? I forget who else was supposed to be coming here. Oh yeah, we're going to get them. Oh yeah, Semyo, is it? Gahey. And then they just come up with the thing, with the excuse. I'm talking about the people who read it off. Well, I never said that they were going to get it. It was such a body. From such a thing. The journalists. And I'm only relaying to you what I'm reading out on the screen. You see what I mean? They're all right then. And people believe them and go, oh yeah, that's great. That. You think you're great and throw arts there and everything. Let them fucking try what I'm doing. Let them do this. Let them do conspiracy theories. Let them fucking read a fucking book so I can, let them read and deconstruct the book. Let them read poetry. Do you think they fucking read poetry? Because I don't. And they fucking ask for money as well. Fuck them. Phil says, Frank Sheridan Smith has something. She is just nice to watch in my opinion. Yeah, she's brilliant. Sheridan. I asked her, about her name, Sheridan. And she's named after, I think, an uncle whose name was, that was a surname, like Jimmy Sheridan. And her mother liked the name Sheridan. And that's how she was named. And you're glad you know me to tell you these fucking trivial, stupid things. Oh, fuck. Really fed up now. All right, CW, says Barry. And Stephen says, former UFC star Clinton Rampage Jackson loves us Scousers, he was saying. I haven't a clue who he is. I haven't a clue. And my grandson's one of them, I think. And the Anfield to the T. Is it called Slot the Ball Fuck Up? The Anfield. Barry last evening. Paul Turner. Sheridan Smith is a great actor. Yeah. Yes, she is. I'm not saying she isn't, you know. Honestly, no. I like actors and actresses. You know, I'm talking about good ones. I'm not talking about fucking bum ones. I can't stand that Jason Statham. Oh, fuck. And he's in a new one as well. It's just come out, but it's on YouTube called Anaconda. Suppose he'll get Anaconda and fucking kill everyone, you know. He'd kill it. Happy birthday, Frank, says the Vader. Thank you, Vader. Thank you. And Phil says, Slaughter's doing a Keir Starmer. Refusing to resign. Yeah, what the? And Paul Turner to Anfield Road to Paul Turner. And she is very attractive too. Ever. Just mentioned you on this on your pod. Just mentioned this on your pod. What is it? Oh. Why, what's that, Stay? Boomerang press process. Is this like... Is this like that scarf or a badge, Stay? Because that scarf or a badge, you know, I'm all for small businesses. I'm all for that. And if that thing, I'll do it. No problem. Help small businesses. And Stephen Coughlin, wishing you a late birthday message, Frank. Didn't know it was your birthday. So all the very best, mate. You'll never walk alone. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. My old mate, Brian Fennell, all the way from Seattle. Happy belated birthday, Frank. Thank you. Thank you so much, me old mate. Oh, it's yeah. He says that boomerang process is a book by a local lad. He said, get onto it. It's brilliant. So that's a book. I'll have to keep that. I'll have to keep that because I'll be doing books and things. Cheers for that, Steve. And thank you, Brian. Thank you, mate. That's the one, Raw, says the T. Buonanotte, ciao, says the Anfield Road. It's a lovely Toscana. And Paul Turner says, just watched a great comedy from the 80s called Airplane. Really funny. Leslie Nielsen He was the most unfunniest man. I seen him on a chat show, and these were all out at the time. And he was always a serious actor, and he came on, he was trying to tell jokes, and he fell flat. He wasn't like a real comedian, if you know what I mean. You know, but I don't like slapstick. It was more or less like slapstick. When the fella goes like, Shirley, and he said, why'd you call me Shirley? Stupid things like that. And the polo. Hi, Frank, sorry I'm late. No, you're not late. Not late, mate, honestly. And Phil says, Paul, it's a classic. Steve. Slot a finished man along Mr. Keir Starmer, boat not worth a carrot. I love that saying, you know. Not worth a carrot. Both clueless sausages. Yeah, that's the M words, isn't it? You sausage. Is it a... I still always laugh watching Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. There are two Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, you know. One was with David Niven, of all people, and it was so funny. Then they made a remake with Steve Martin and Michael Caine in the arse. Him. Fuck. The Anfield to Toscana. Very well, thank you. Hope you're well. Oh, well, yes, she yeah. She's been in and out of hospital, hasn't she? And we're all wondering now about the lovely Bella Italia. We don't know how she is. But her daughter, Marcella, she keeps us in touch, but I haven't seen her for a while. You know, for a few days, put it that way. See how her mother is. And the live bit, Frank, the latest number on the slot out petition is over 1,670,000. Wow. If it's not all Liverpool fans, as was suggested yesterday, it's also people who want to see a decent... Yeah, of course. Of course. But yeah, I was reading the comments yesterday sometime, and it said, they're not all Liverpool fans because you're getting trolls on. These are how thick these people are. Honestly, you know, trolls and Arsenal fans, and they're signing it. And Everton fans are signing it. They're not really Liverpool fans. And I never commented. I would have loved to have commented, honestly. Do you think that there's one slot out, there's one slot in, so why would they sign it? Assholes, honestly. Gary says, God, did you give a miss? Did you give it a miss on Saturday? Do you mean the what I'm doing now, the film and TV? Yeah, I did. Because I was doing the watch along, wasn't I, Saturday, and that was at 1 o'clock or 1:30. So I had to, and then I was getting my hair cut as well. I forgot that it was an early kickoff. And I couldn't get my hair cut on Saturday because I can only get a cut on a Saturday. Vader, polo, soon. Jaws was a great film. Pity the others were crap. That's why I don't like Michael Payne in the arse, to be honest, because he was in an interview when Jaws 3 came out. Oh, 39 one, the 39th one. And the interview, I forget who it was. I forget who the interview was. And he said, you took your name off Jaws 3. And he said, yeah, because it was awful. And the interviewer said, didn't you read the script? Was the script different? He said, no. He said, well, why did you do it? Genuine like conversation, genuine questions. And he said, for the money. And that turned me right against him. A greasy twat. I'm sorry to swear, girls. And that's what he is to me. Michael Payne in the arse. That's why I call him Payne in the arse. And he was married to a girl called Patricia Hines. And Patricia Hines gave him the step up he needed. And she was just a bit older than him. And as soon as he got the step up and became recognised, he fucked her up. That's wrong. So I've never liked him. Albeit he's been good in films like Get Carter. Know what I mean? Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, he was very good in that. Funny. I tell you, a film that you want to watch him in as well. If you like him. And this is funny. And he's with one of our great actors called Ben Kingsley. And it's called Clueless. Oh, no, it's not. It's called Without a Clue. If anyone has seen it, just recommend it on there if you've seen it, because it is a very funny film with Michael Payne in it. Yeah. Ben Kingsley is brilliant, but so is Michael Payne. Anyway, Stephen says, love that antique chair behind you, as my dad loved doing upholstery. That was his trade before he died. Yeah, I love this chair myself. I can't sit on it though. I'd rather, use I've got a big chair and just sit on it, watching the telly. And as for, the fiddle there, the fiddle, the violin. It's very hard, to play that as well. I've had it for many years. Still can't play. Useless. And Phil to the Raw. That's a very funny film. Yes. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And the Amphitheatre. Villa on Friday, 8 p.m. Leave us all the weekend to stew on another performance. I'd really prefer a Sunday game, but there you go. As soon as we finish the game on Friday night, I guarantee you that on Saturday morning, the sloop man will be waking up in Holland. He'll just get right out there. I'm telling you now. He'll go from Birmingham Airport in. He'll have all his little fucking gear packed on the coach. There'll be a car waiting for him after the game. his gear will be put in the car while the game's being played, and he'll just right in the car and he's a fucking way to the Birmingham airport. Guaranteed that. And the live at the Toscana. Buonasera, Sam. Ah, buonasera, cara. Good evening, dear. That's what she said. And Paul Taylor, I would have Frank Spencer and Betty as his assistant than this dipstick. Oh, Betty, yeah. Like that. And the Anfield to Phil. Rupert and the whipping of his legs always cracks me up. And he's just sitting there like, I can't feel it. That is funny. But try and get the David Niven one. It's funny, you know. Niven. And who else is it? A major star. With him. Someone like Brando, you know. And Brando's in the chair. Pretending that he's... I forget who it is, but Niven's definitely in it. And he's doing the whipping of the legs. And Phil says, it's hilarious. One of the lads mentioned, I think it was a Phil or someone, about the Grand Hotel Budapest. Watch that. Absolutely brilliant. I do like funny films, you know. I'll tell you what's a brilliant film, and it's a must. It's a must. And that's 2 Days in the Valley. But one of my favourite actors, by the way, passed on, Danny Aiello. It's brilliant. 2 Days in the Valley. James Spader's in it. And the Hitmen. It's great, isn't it? Trying to do a fucking show and I get messages. Stay ever again. I knew it'd be him. Hughes and Edwards are being replaced by Cannon and Ball. Ali, good evening. Good evening, Ali. Good to see you. Starmer as an asset. Starmer is an asset, is an asset to 2 jobs, and EU and NATO declared wars. Yes. He wants to fight the Russians. No one, I'm telling you now, no one can defeat, anyone on earth, no one can defeat the Russians. No one. They've been trying for 4 fucking years. Do you think that the Ukrainians have been fighting they've got no fucking army, the Ukraine. 1.9 million of them are fucking dead. And who do you think's fighting them now? Can't they haven't took them up to fight, you know, to give them life like fucking Frankenstein. Turn them into zombies. Doesn't work like that. I know it is. And it's what you call sheep tipping. Putting Ukrainian uniforms on as NATO. And if anyone can't see that, then America, how many Americans have been killed there? How many British? How many British have been captured? I know that over 9,000 Poles have been killed. That's besides NATO forces, by the way. Oh, I'll defeat them. And Stephen says, Dreading Villa on Friday away probably gets stuffed there at Villa Park. Ends in our Champions League hopes will be criminal. No, I think we'll get it. I think we'll get beat, but there are too many things falling about anyway around us. That's why we're there. We're in a false position in the league. The league stands and we're in a false position because we've been that crap. On the Anfield, Frankie, apparently Arne Slot has said this season will never be repeated again. So that's all right then, lad. Mark Lawrenson said something telling. He said Slot is a prick who lied. Hang on. Oh. He said Slot is a prick. He'd 2 foot him. He'd 2 foot him prick. Hang on, I can't get that. Slot is a prick. And had. All right. Well, I'm glad someone's called him out. Carragher really called him out as well. Look, the fan base, you can't go wrong with the fan base. And I think at the Brentford game, it has to be known by especially if you get beat by Villa. Live Bird. Buonasera, tutto bene, says Toscana to the Live Bird. Buonasera, tutto bene. She's very well. That means. And Steve Evans says Slotball can send glass eyes a kip. If he sends us a kip. I think you're right there, Steve Evans. Fucking hell, I'm well behind you, aren't I? Seen a video today of Michael Foot in the 70s condemning the EC, and everything he said was correct. Yeah, Michael Foot never has a chance because he wore like a donkey jacket. He said he wasn't statesman enough, and unfortunately that happened to Corbyn. He wasn't statesman enough. Anyone who looks out of the ordinary, not statesman enough, targeted. The Vader Slot still in Holland and we have a game Friday. Look, he's going. I'm fucking telling you now. He doesn't give a fuck now. Do you know what I was told? You know he lives in Manchester, don't you? He's ever he never comes here. He goes up there, he acts it, and that's it. Goes to Anfield. That's about it. And he's away again. And I was told 2 things. One, they wanted to do an interview, so they said, "Look, you've got to be shown in Liverpool." So they went to the the Liverpool Museum on the waterfront. And there's a massive window there that looks over towards the Cunard and the Live. That's where he was interviewed. Because they said, you're never seen in Liverpool. And that's why he was filmed there. And the other fucking thing is, get onto this one. This is a fucking beauty. He asked if he could commute from Holland to do the job. He said, no, that would be too much. That's why he lives in Manchester. That's a sackable offence. If anything, not living in the city that employs him. Thinks he can fucking do anything. I remember when I said months ago, he's using Liverpool Football Club as a travel agency. Do you think he goes like that? Yeah, here's a few bob, book me a ticket for. That's on fucking Liverpool's books. That's what we're paying for. Us. Season ticket holders. People who get hospitality. People who buy tickets, with those ticket things. You become members. They're paying for it. There's flights to Ibiza, to Dubai, to Holland. Fucking shocking. Expenses, you see. Get me here the nearest flight, the earliest flight to Amsterdam. And Stephen says, hate all the fans who are saying slot in. They also should be sacked for wanting a clown to stay. It's bad news. Yes. Meryl Streep says the racy rocket. Yes, Meryl. Met her in I always forget. I forget the name of the building as well. And I've been through it loads of times. I've taken people in there. But anyway, that's where she was walking through. Hi, Mel. Hi. I'm a kayaker, says the rocket. Are you? Have a look at River Wild. You'd like that. Hey, Jane. Great evening to you, Frank and chat. Smash the like button, peeps. Thank you. You'll never walk alone. Thank you, Jane. Good to see you, sweetheart. Lacey says, get a pallet. No. I want to screw back in my tooth. I want to screw back in. I'll have one of them. Lacey, mate. Sorry. Paul Turner. Besides Ibiza, Tippy spends a lot of time in Cuckoo Land. Spot on there. I like that. And Stephen Cochran says, it's grim that we will be playing Thursday and Sunday for most of the season without dropping out of the Champions League. So already wrote off next season. Don't write anything off. Toscana. Can anyone recommend any good supernatural films based on true stories? Yeah, I will do before the show ends. I'm trying to think of it now. Yeah, I will do. I might say, if I can't think of it, I'll definitely text you. Toscana. There's a cracking one. I know, but I forgot the title. Racy Rocker, Whiskey Galore. That's a cracking film, actually. It really is. And the TW. Racy, the title of last season, this season, complete bollocks. We just want the gutless FSG to sack Slot, Hughes and Edwards, then sell and fuck off back to Boston. I never swore it was him. And Stephen, Ukraine on Fire is on YouTube as well. Excellent. Yeah, that's what's his name? Jesus, it's gone. I'm losing it, you know. Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone, brilliant. It's the truth, isn't it, as well, about Zelensky. See, told you, fair dues. Racy Rockets again. Colin Farrell. He was in outstanding black comedy. What's that? Steve-O. Banshees of Inisherin, yeah. Inisherin. Can't fucking say it, you know. The Guard Cavalry with Brendan Gleeson. The General also. Brendan Gleeson's one of my favourite actors. And I've always recommended it, and people say, I know, you know, but it's dead foot with Gleeson. He's incredible. And a fella named Oliver Platt. Bill Pullman. And it's called, and with the lovely Bridget Fonda in as well. And it's called Lake Placid. But there's other Lake Placids, you know, after that. Discard them because they're garbage. Like the Jaws films. But Lake Placid, the original, is fantastic. Gleeson is unbelievable. Phil. There was a man who swallowed a fly, Frank. Doesn't know why. Yeah, he died. He died. He died. 23 years of age. 23. That's why he ate flies. Frank, have you seen a film called Badlands starring Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek? Yes. Very good. Got younger there, isn't he, in that? It's an old film, but it's very good. CW, it really is. Philip Jones. Good evening, Frank. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm okay, Phil. Thank you. Thank you, mate. And the other Phil says to Stephen, the story of the virus is following the same storyline as COVID. All control, boys and girls. Steve Mulholland, the Premier League should be nil and void due to the antivirus, and let Liverpool keep the Premier League trophy for another year. Then Slot can say, I won 2 trophies. Then he'll get a 15-year contract. No, he'll get a contract until his hair grows back. And that's how long his contract will be, because he'll say, I'm not signing a 25-year contract. I want a contract until my hair comes back. But he'll die ballsy anyway, so he'll be here for life. Any slot. And we won't even be in the conference then. playing Marine and fucking Canada Dock. And Phil says, by the way, what happened to COVID? It just went away, apparently. Yes. But they're still asking you to get, I get letters saying it. Because of your age, it says, because of your age, you're out twat. You know, that's how they start. We want you to have a COVID and inoculation. You're due for your 27th inoculation, COVID. Come up and get it done immediately. And they're all bad eggs, says Stephen. Richard Hughes, along with Edwards and Slot, they all need to go. Yes. Yes. And Stephen, we never sign our transfer targets, always sign alternatives, signings under FSG. I've just said that, Steve. If you want a book to read, get on The Boomerang Process by Roy. Tales of magical realism, deadpan tragicomedy, horror and hilarity. All scout stories. Fucking boss book. Excuse me. And the LFC, even in Frank and all, even in LFC, win or lose against Villa, Slot will be gone before the last game. No way can he walk around Anfield and take the shine of what has been a glittering career for the likes of Salah. Yes. It's the fuss. Aussie the football. Frank, my Scouse legend. Fuzzy. Look, I've got my list of fucking films. I'm doing a film and TV review. This is why the background's like this. And they're all fucking talking football. What a bad year on. Yeah, but happy birthday, Shuffler. Thanks. The fuzz. Respect, chat. Please hit the likes. Thank you, the fuzz. Thank you. And Stephen says Reds and Blues was boss a few years back when it came out. It's hilarious and funny. Yeah, to Dave Kirby wrote that, like that. Was he the author? Where can I find that Slot petition? Says the Polo. I think you'll find it on any, not on mine, like, you know, I won't own anything like that because, anyway, I think, is it that Craig, I won't watch him. I know he's done one because he reads from the Sun. Is it Craig Holden? Holden? An Irish lad, baldy, big tattoos on his arm. He's got one going, apparently. But I will never watch him. He reads from the Sun. You know, when he's on his... because even a couple of Liverpool lads actually said, "What the fuck are you reading from that for?" To me, they're not proper fans. Anyone who reads the Sun, not proper fans. They just do it for fucking, support Liverpool. He's got a fucking big fan base there. And he gets money. A lot of it. And he reads from the fucking Sun. Think about it. I think he got threatened here, didn't he? I don't know what it was over like. Could have been over that. Stevie. Let's go, champ. Hey, Stevie. And Phil says, petitions don't always achieve much. Remember, Boaty, Mac Boatface. I don't, you see, look, I don't know who I said it to, but I said, how many fans have we got? And millions. I said, so for FSG to take notice of a petition, you'd have to get about 50 million signatures. And the Evo, funny films. No Surrender, Bleasdale, yes. With Neil and I, yes. Stay Crazy, that's brilliant film, that. That is a brilliant film. Stay Crazy. When they're up in court and they've done nothing, they're up in court. And the judge says, I'm fed up with you city slickers coming down here, down to the south. You're going to jail for 100 years each. It's so funny. It's so funny. Steve Martin. No, it's not Steve Martin, is it? So funny, though. The king of comedy, and check out an old Eel. I loved the old Ealing ones. They're fantastic. The great. That's what I watched. All the old Ealing ones. And Stevie says, Frank, cheap broke FSG getting big earners off the payroll this summer. That is Becca, Virgil, Sarah. Or FSG getting ready to sell their business asset called LFC. I think, because of the economic, I think you've got to understand, I've said this before, the economic climate, that it's all Trump's fault by going to war with Iran and shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. But he never, you know what I mean, he's a dick. But Iran did it. Now, see, everyone was going through the Strait of Hormuz for nothing. The Iranian government were allowing that, use it. Fucking America always charged for the Panama Canal. That's why only last year he wanted nothing to do with the Chinese, because they've got companies there on the canal and they're trying to chase them out. And they charge America if you want to use the Panama Canal to get from the Atlantic to the Pacific or the Pacific to the Atlantic. But Strait of Hormuz was not all the oil going everywhere, all around the world. And they says, oh, you're fucking messing with us then. All right, we'll fucking mess with you. And they just put mines everywhere. And America went, we're coming up here. I'm going to fucking get you. And sent it up. These aircraft carriers and big battleships and whatever. Frigates. Can't do anything to them. And he's defeated. So that's why they will be getting sold, simply because the economics globally, the economic global that will go. And Liverpool are worth between 5.5 to 6 billion. And one morning they could wake up and everything could be gone and they could lose 5 billion. The club will be worth 1 billion. So they can't afford to do that, lose 5 billion. So I think they'll sell before it gets much worse. The economic situation, because people don't realise how bad it is. Alf Garnett, what do you think of it? I never liked him. I thought he was I just never liked. Oh, Alf Garnett, no, I've got to get mixed up with that other fucking prat. I never liked him. Alf Garnett was brilliant. Alf Garnett was a great actor, him, you know. Great actor. Stevie says, Blazing Saddles, yes. It was funny. And Stevie said, Yossi Hughes, great actor. Yeah, he died, didn't he, Yossi? He died. And the Vader says, what's your top 5 films and actors, Frank? Do you know what? I've never liked Brando, you know. You know, when I read life stories, and I've read loads, I never ever liked Cary Grant, albeit he was one of the suavest actors ever. And he was a great actor. He was always good To Catch a Thief was absolutely brilliant. North by Northwest, another brilliant film that Cary Grant was in. Yet, when war broke out, he didn't come back in. And he got it because America was neutral. He got himself a citizenship, an American citizenship. So he didn't have to be. He didn't have to be. Oh, fuck off. You can't see that, but I can. Oh, for fuck's sake. So he wouldn't have to be called over by the country, you know, to join the army. But who came back once war broke out? Because before he was an actor, he was in the army. He was an officer in the army. And that was David Niven. And he did a few propaganda films. And he was on active service because he was nearly killed on D-Day. A bullet missed him millimeters. And it gave him a tetanitis here. Frank, says Stevie, we need to beat Brentford to get the Champions League, please. Yeah. But let me try and get back to my favourite films. The Wild Bunch is one. Great film. One of Hitchcock's. I'm trying to think of the title. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and it keeps you right to the end. And that was Psycho. Hitchcock, Psycho. That was a great film. I'm thinking of my favourite actors, and most of them are British. One is Lord Olivier, great actor, great. The other one is an American actor, and his name was Gregory the Peck. Gregory Peck, great actor. And he could play comedy as well, besides seriousness. You know, like serious films, he could play comedy. Bette Davis, incredible actress. Incredible. The other actor is Peter Ustinov, believe it or not. And there's an actor that I can't recall. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. But as you're saying, there's only one woman actor in it, and that was Bette Davis, the 5. It'll come to me, the actor I'm thinking of. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Really. And it wasn't Burton. It wasn't Burton either. You know, people say, oh, Richard Burton, when you're not talking about British actors. Wasn't him. I'll tell you who it is. Because this fella, believe it or not, could play funny films. I'd love to say Ray Fiennes, but this fella's an American. I'll have to bring another American in. You mightn't agree with me, but this fella is brilliant. And he was very intimidating in all his films, even in comedy films. And you go, what comedy films has he been in? But he has. And that was Lee Marvin. Sexy Beast with Ray Winston had the opening scene. And Steve Mulholland, that was a cracking film with Ben Kingsley. And Ben Kingsley, that's how brilliant he is. Ben Kingsley, one of my favourite actors of all time. And he was the sexy beast, wasn't he? And you couldn't imagine him as a psychopath. That Sexy Beast, though, was well worth a watch. With Ray Winston as well. But the man who stole it was Ben Kingsley. Big up, Fozzie. Stevie, Frank, Slot booked a flight out of Birmingham Airport leaving at 11 p.m. on Friday. Go away, did he? I mentioned that before. Well, I didn't mention that. But what I did mention was he'd most probably get a flight out to Birmingham, to get 20 years now, isn't it? Fucking prick. The best opening scene, says Steve Mulholland. Do you mean Sexy Beast? Trading Places, yeah, very funny, Steve. Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd. I might be talking about Dan Aykroyd tomorrow night. Oh, fuck, I'm back on this chair. And the T says, like, share and subscribe, please. Thank you, T. And Steve says, Frank, Hughes and Edwards are out and being replaced by Karen. I said that. You sent me a message. And the Fozzie, the football. Respect is always, my friends. You'll never walk alone. Thank you, Fozzie. Thank you. Pain here, you know. Catch Me If You Can. Never seen it. Do you know why I will watch it? Because that Leonardo DiCaprio is in it. And I've read about him as well. Do you know that he's in the Epstein files? Leonardo. And Stephen says, Coughlin, that is, loved Jossie Hughes and Shake Hands in Boys from the Black Stuff was a classic. Yeah, they're all dead now. Shake Hands, he's gone. Yoz is gone. Great film, Heat. Yes. That reminds me, watch a film, and it's on YouTube as well, with Gene Hackman and Delroy Lindo, or Lindo Del. I always forget his name, backwards and front. Delroy Lindo. That's called Heist. You get it on YouTube. It's brilliant if you haven't seen it. Heist. It's a really, truly good film. But that film's great as well. Great comedy. Say, Stevie, mind you, yeah. Did you know how, you know, the teacher in it, Barry Evans, you know how he died? He couldn't get a job, you know, acting. So he had to go on the taxis, and he was stabbed to death for his money. The taxi. Shame. Frank FSG are about to start chopping heads off. The three-headed snake at LFC. Slot, Hughes, and then Edwards when the season's over. Yes. Yes. And Peter says, yeah, Peter. Ben Kingsley does a really good Liverpool accent. I tell you, he does a great Liverpool accent. You know, they were talking about is Martin Freeman and the young Sheridan girl. She does a good Liverpool accent. But he does, Peter. Frank, says Steve. What did Slot say to Wirtz, Isak, to convince them to join LFC, or did Hughes, or both of them? Slot had no fucking say in what they said. That's why he's the chef. He couldn't mix the ingredients. That's why we're crap. And for him to get, like, say, like, hypothetically, he became, you know, he's still manager next season. Be no fucking difference. Because he's not a coach, he's not a motivator, he's fuck all. All Slot lovers, Slot in groups fans are LFC fans in disguise. They are Everton, Man United fans in reality. I'd go along with that. I'd go along with that. Toscana. My son is listening to the Beatles 65 album. Damn, those lads were pure geniuses. They certainly were. Toscana. My granddaughter, she loves them. She loves them. And she was in town with her mate. She'd been playing the piano since she was 4 years of age. And she was in town a few months ago with her little mates on a Saturday. And there's pianos, around Liverpool, and, see people playing them. And this fellow was playing. And one of her mates went over and said, "Can my mate play the piano?" She said, "Yeah." But, Sophia was a little reticent, to go over. But anyway, she went over. And she plays, I don't know what one. She plays one of the Beatles. Don't know what one. And she got a standing ovation. Well, they had a standing ovation because they all just fucking standing around. My little granddaughter. Yes, brilliant, and it won't happen again, says Phil. I've lost everything now. Frank, over 1 million fans signed the slot out petition online so far. Nearly 2 million it is, Stevie. And Michael. Hey, Mike. Slot, he probably took the job because he thought, even if he fails after a year, it's like winning a lottery. That's a cracking comment, actually. And a lot of these managers think that at big clubs with money they can earn. Yes, he's on 6 million. 6 fucking million he's on. And he wants to treble that if he leaves. Can't wait to get me fucking haircut, That's a long contract, he said. Do you mean until his hair grows? Yeah, definitely. The Mopman Prophecies, says Michael, is a supernatural film based on true. Yes, you're right. Richard Gere was in the first one, of them, the Mopman. And Phil, Jeremy Clarkson, the greatest raid of all, one of the survivor commandos, worked for my dad, said that even as an fella, he was hard as nails. Hang on, Jeremy Clarkson, the greatest raid of all, one of the survivor commandos, worked for my dad. I don't like that prick called Clarkson, He came to Liverpool. He had to do something up here at the arena a couple of years ago, before he got the sack from the BBC. And he was here, and he was with them 2 other fellas that he did that, whatever the fucking was he did, about it, Carlyle. Forget what it was called, because it never interested me. And he said, I was it. And he was sitting down with the 2, his 2 colleagues. And he said, I'm going to catch. Now, it was the manager who said this, by the way. And he went to a restaurant and he said, I'm going to ask for a sauce because we're in Liverpool and these scousers won't have a clue what I'm talking about. And the waitress went over. And she said, he said, I want this particular sauce with the meal. And she said, oh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. She said, can you spell it? And he said, yes. So he spelled it out for her. So she wrote it down. And he was laughing. He said, told you, they won't have a clue. He'll come back and say, sorry, we haven't got the, or we haven't got a chef to do the sauce. Anyway, the manager walked over, woman, and said, excuse me, Mr. Clarkson. And, to the other 2, she said, we do have the sauces. And I know what you mean. That young girl started yesterday. She's a student. and she's from Sweden. And I put him, not the other two, but him, Clarkson, in it. And she said, what a disgrace he thinks that we're, stupid. That we've got nothing. That prick. We're in Liverpool. I'll ask for this sauce. Nah, don't even fucking mention him to me. I'm sorry there, Phil, but just don't fucking like him, mate. Looking forward to seeing the memorial for Diogo Jota that's coming soon. It looks beautiful, says Stephen. The sun was scum, so please don't buy the sun. You'll never walk alone. JFT 97. Yes. Army old mate Neil. We're no angels. Yeah, very good. Very good. Stay Crazy was brutal. And hear no evil, speak no evil. Yeah, Stay Crazy was absolutely brilliant. And so, I didn't get onto that much. The speaking no evil there, because he was deaf and the other fellow was fucking blind. I couldn't get into that. Unfortunately, Phil. Toscana to Michael Julie. I'll check it out. Yeah, the Motman prophecies. And Stephen, mega profits will be made by FSG in the summer after selling to balance the books once again under the Scrooges of Anfield. No, they fucked everything up. I don't think people realise that the fucking players we bought in the summer, that was supposed to do us. Didn't have to buy them for a few years. Fucked it up. And who bought them was Hughes. He should be thrown out of our club. And where does Hughes live? Oh, he lives in fucking Bournemouth. What's that all about? Oh, fuck him. Steve, you should be fucking on here. More films. Ken Roach, is that Root Irish? The Old Oak kept by Ken Loach again. Civil War, The Long Walk, Mystic River. Did they know? Oh, yeah. The Civil War, The Long Walk, Mystic River, One Battle After Another, Hell or High Water, The Good Boy Dead, The Good Boy, Dead Man's Shoes, Nothing Personal. And I liked Miller's Crossing. I won't watch anything about American Civil War. Nothing. That's me. Unfortunately. I would love FS Greed to sell up and get winners in who don't penny pinch. My mate who I've mentioned, I won't mention him when I say this. He said as soon as FSG came in, they started penny pinching on day one. They started sacking even the tea ladies. And they got machines in offices so you can make your tea. And that's how it started. Got rid of loads of stewards. Don't need that, man. Don't need that. That's why you've got a leaky roof in the Anfield Road stand. Because they got the lowest. When they did the due diligence, they got the lowest. and they were going bankrupt, Buckingham. They were going bankrupt. And they finally went bankrupt. And I expected when they had to bring in to finish it up, it'll be like, they'd all be like ants on a weekends working. There's only a few fucking fellas working all week, and they work no weekends. Terrible. Penny pinching. Neil, hiya Neil. What you think of the new one on Netflix? Legends. Never seen it. Never seen it. King Vader. The other fella there, the Anfield Ross said, I watched Apex and I didn't like it. Watch it. It's a good fucking film. It's a very good film. If you like survival ones. Honestly. My favourite film is The Godfather 1 and 2, Frank, yes. Thought Branzo and all the actors in the films were amazing. That was the best thing Branzo did for me. I didn't like Branzo. Look, I've read autobiographies and he was a fucking prick in real life. Branzo, but he was good in that. And when he heard his thing go like that, when he did that, he didn't want them in. He said, no. He said, this is Francis Ford Coppola. He said, no, put them in. Let them stay in. And when you see him and he's acting like that, he's reading cue cards, even things stuck on the other actors' foreheads. I'll tell you what shocked me, and I only found this out the other day. I couldn't fucking believe it. Because that tippy ending, I always tried to question. She questioned about Hitchcock. She said, he was always after me. And, like, she was trying to say about sexual abuse. She's still alive. She's about 16. When was she born? 1622. She's still fucking going now. She's 90 odd. And she's coming out a couple of years ago saying about Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, he's always, and rather than me tell you know what I mean. And I thought, hang on a minute, you fucking made another film with him. She made 2 films with him. So why say that if she made another film? Because you'd fucking keep away, wouldn't you? So I thought something fucking dodgy about you. And when I found out a paper she fucking signed, it shocked me right through. And this was only a few weeks ago. She signed a paper so her daughter could marry, Melanie Griffith, so she could marry Don Johnson. Do you know how old she was? So you've got to look at that fucking prick, Don Johnson. 14. She was 14. What's that fucking telling you about that Don Johnson? What's that telling you about Tippi Hedren? That's fucking disgusting, that. Couldn't believe that. Oh, fuck me. It's fucking Hollywood for you, isn't it? 14 years of age. That's my granddaughter's fucking age. And I'd fucking kill anyone now, as bad as I am. If anyone fucking harmed her, I'd fucking go out and kill them. And she's fucking signing fucking marriage fucking thing, so she got she could marry him. 14. Toscana couldn't agree more. Brando was overrated, especially in Guys and Dolls. Never watched that. Never watched that, Tosk. King Vader, good choice. Psycho, brilliant film, that. Black and white as well. And the Evo, more funny film. Brilliant. Midnight Run. Brilliant. Loved it. Watching it the other week. Still laughed my head off it. Charles Grodin was brilliant in it, wasn't he? And I seen him in a play, this fella, at the Playhouse. Yaphet Kotto, the big black actor. Seen him. Went to get his autograph. Fucking massive. Big fella. Have your autograph, please? Yaphet. Steve Evans, more funny film. Midnight Run, Shaun of the Dead, brilliant. Hot Fuzz, yes. Every way, which way, brilliant. Any which way you can, brilliant. And Laurel and Hardy, yes. What about Deliverance? Brilliant. Yeah, it was, Phil. Those hillbillies. Bad dudes, them. Charlton Heston, great actor. Didn't like him, to be honest. Michael. Didn't like him. Franco, did you like the Italian Job with Michael Payne? Says Toscana. Can't fucking stand him. No. I watched the follow-up, though. But, forget Mark Wahlberg. No, and Noel Coward was in that as well, wasn't he? Noel Coward in the Italian Job. No, I didn't watch it. Oh, I did. Because a cousin of our family was in it. You might know Toscana, Raffaelloni. Raffaelloni. I always remember me Auntie Leah saying, he's our cousin. I said, go away, is he? Because he was in another film. But he was in the Italian Job. Raffaelloni. He's well dead now. Mr. B. Hello, Frank and chat. Oh, Mr. B, it's been brilliant. Really, I've missed a lot of it, unfortunately. As an actor in here, Stephen Graham, before. Came in, just popped in, talking about his, films and that. And his awards he got. Because I do know him, actually, Stephen Graham. And he came in, joined us. Everyone was asking him questions. Love Peter Falcon and I love Columbo. I never liked that. Never liked Columbo. Never liked it. Yeah. Do you know why? I didn't like the storylines or how it started. You know who the murderer is and he's trying to crack it down. Why didn't he just fucking have a vice versa? Like going in, like a new done it. Would have been far better. But I just never liked it. Steve. If we talk actors, Harry Dean Stanton. Yes. Yes, Evo, lads. Brilliant. Brilliant. Harry Dean. Thailand for me is Raymond. Brilliant stuff, Harry. No, I've mentioned it before, but I watch it every time it's on. Great, though. Thailand for murder. He won an Oscar for The Lost Weekend. Did Ray Milland. Lee Marvin in Cap Baloo and Point Blank. That's the beauty of it. That's why I mentioned Lee Marvin before, because you could see the diversity of him. From comedy to like that Point Blank, fuck me. And what about The Killers? Was it The Killers? But Point Blank. Yes, go along with that, mate. Great him. You didn't half like him. Have you seen Performance? No, Gary Rigby, no. I'll tell you who else is in Performance. Surely died recently. Marianne Faithfull. It was typical 60s stuff, wasn't it? I think it was made around 1970. Performance. Stephen again. Loved the Sweeney and The Professionals, along with 18 back in the fucking hell. You must have been a sad person. What fucking them things? Sweeney, John Thor. See him? I said at the time, fancy him fucking running after you. If you're a big fucking gangster and he's 3 foot tall. Hey, come here, you're nicked. Could you imagine him a fucking big gangster? Like a craze, you're nicked. Nah. The Professionals. Lewis Collins, nah. And the 18, fucking hell. I wouldn't watch anything like that. I don't know why not. Most probably I've missed out on loads of wonderful things. I think the Brits have produced the best actors. Best non-Brit actor for me is Clint. I had a cup of tea and he had a coffee. I had it with him. Clint Eastwood. Up at Loch Lomond. Duck Bay. Me and Clint. Hey Frank, call me Clint. All right, Clint. See you again, mate? Just calling him Mr. Eastwood. One of the greatest staff. You know, meeting these people. He has a bevy, three of them standing there with Billy Paul, Percy Sledge, and Benny King. I was at a function. Beautiful people. And I kissed Gloria Gaynor. Was it Gloria? I always get mixed up with Gloria Gaynor and Candy Staton. Was it Gloria Gaynor? Anyway, one of them. Kissed Jane Russell on the cheek. I think she died a few months later. Fuck. Ian Jane. King Vader. Good actors you picked there, Frank. Even though I didn't know a couple. Mine are brilliant Pacino. Robert De Niro, brilliant De Niro. Jack Nicholson, brilliant. Harrison Ford and Bill Murray. Harrison Ford, out of them all, yeah, and Bill Murray. Bill Murray, he was like in Ghostbusters, but he couldn't achieve the Ghostbusters thing, if you know what I mean. The persona and the funniness and what was that other one he was in? It was not half funny. Where he joined the army. They were in the army. Not half funny. Forget what it was called. But he was good. But after that, nothing. Unfortunately. But the likes of De Niro and Pacino and Jack, big back, what's it they call him? Big bad Jack, wasn't it? And Toscana should have included Jack Lemmon, best non-British actor. And Levada says, yeah, what a film. Good call, Steve. And Steve Evo, Gene Hackman, French Connection, and the sequel. The conversation was brilliant and Unforgiven, yes. But the best Cowie was, it can't beat that Wild Bunch. The best war film to me, was British, was Jesus, The Battle of Britain. Hello, chaps. Brilliant. Loved it. Really loved it. Tell you another great film I liked. Zulu with Michael Caine and the Bum. Yes. Hang on. Some Like It's Hot says Toscana. Watched it, so I think I know the script. Brilliant. Great. And Marilyn Monroe. That lady was abused by everybody. By everybody. Marilyn, she was murdered. But Some Like It's Hot was absolutely brilliant. Well thought out, everything. Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis. Good on you there, Tusk. And Stephen. Clint Eastwood and Gene Hackman were good actors back in the day. Yes. And poets. Lee Marvin even starred in musicals. Yeah, sang, didn't he? Oh, yep. Talk to the street. Hang on. Paint your wagon with Clint. So I talk to the street trees, Eastwood. I talk to the trees, Eastwood. Marvin famously got shot in the bum. Yeah, he did, and he was. How he started off, he was a plumber or something, or a joiner, and he had to go to this theatre, and he was saying all things, and he had that mad voice, didn't he? Great voice. And he got annoyed because these actors were going, can you put that over there? In an American accent. And he went, hey, buddy, yeah. Well, and the director was listening, he was sitting in the thing, because they were the ears. He said, get that guy. I want to meet that guy. That's how we started. Could you imagine that? Will you hurry up and put that over there? I haven't just what are you shouting? I always liked the spaghetti western Loved Ennio Morricone music and theme films. So he's brilliant. Brilliant. Who was it? He calls him. I feel, who was it, please? And Eastwood just sat there fucking looking at him. Who was it? Tell you who it was. And Eastwood said to him, if you fucking said, this is on a live show. You know, late night show with Marvin Hagler, you know, whatever, fucking whoever it was then. And it was Steve McQueen. Tried to say he couldn't act. He said, all you do is go like that. Best thing he could have fucking said, that's another fucking prick as well. McQueen, how he treated his ladies. Don't like pricks. Any of you remember a Western TV show in the 70s called The Quest with Kurt Russell? It was great. No stay. No. Kurt Russell, he must have been a kid then. I tell you, he's in a film now. It's on YouTube. And I said, I must remember this. I don't know it. Oh, fuck. What's the name of it? I only watched a bit of it. I said, oh, I'll have to do this for the film. But I didn't know it was coming on tonight. And, and it looks fucking brilliant. It really does. He's playing a lawyer. But the main star, I forget who it is. Oh, forget it. I'll try and remember it. I'll try and get it. I'll have to fucking look right through. And get it, and I'll let you know tomorrow. I think it's brilliant. I really do. Kurt Russell. And he's a lawyer, isn't he? Oh, forget it. We're fucking losing it, you know. But I had these people, didn't I, today? Put me off things. Anyway, they're doing a second series of the City. I'll go away. They're doing a second series of the City is all. I'll go away. That's good. And Keir Starmer has that divide. Oh, divided the country with his two-tier party. Of course. Of course. It's always been like that. They don't call us Hollywood for nothing. Mel Gibson called them out. Says, yeah, he did. He did. But he called the tiny hats out. And Phil Shawshank Redemption, one of my favourites, says Phil. Brilliant film. Absolutely brilliant. Good shout, though. And The Live Bird, my favourite film of all time is The Lady Killers. Go away. Brilliant film, though. Healing comedy, though. A bit long. Love Daywell. Absent Without Leave with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't think I've ever seen him in a film, to be honest. I don't like all that. My grandson does all that martial art fucking thing. You know, like hanging from ceilings and crawling up walls. doing dives over the couch to get to strangle the cat. And dog's name, Chomsky. Get over that dog's name, Chomsky. Point Break's a great film, says the Vader. Is that with Keanu in? John Wick, the original, but I like the Wick films, the franchise. John Wick, the first film, brilliant. One of the best films I've seen. Excuse me. And the lovely Toscana. Did you know that, as well as being an actor, Raffalo, that's relation to it, family, also played professional football for Torino? No, didn't know that. Go away, Toscana. Yeah, I always remember my Auntie Leah. I don't know how it came about. And she said, oh, that's he's related to us. I said, really? Yeah. He's our cousin. Raffaelloni. That's it. Stripes. Couldn't think. Bill Murray. Fantastic. And Harold Ramis was in it, wasn't he? You know, he was in the Ghostbusters with him. Oh, he died, didn't he? Harold. Dan Aykroyd. I love Dan Aykroyd, you know. I think he's a great actor, him. Thanks for that, Vader, mate. Stripes, yeah. Brilliant film. Was Goldie? No, Goldie Hawn wasn't in that, was she? And Cedric says, out of here, Frank, see you in the movies. Take care, all. Ah, Cedric. Cheers, mate. It's lovely, him. Great fella. These are all lovely. I'll be finishing soon, people. Didn't realise what time it was. Fucking hell. Phil, I loved Ashes to Ashes nostalgia big time. I had a Mark III Cortina, Daytona yellow, black vinyl roof. They were the days my mates called the car, the knicker-dropper. I had a black vinyl roof, white body, and it was an Opel Manta. That was in 1971. No, it was made in 1971, I'm sorry. Opel Manta, black vinyl roof. Should have seen it, fantastic. Loved that car. I've had some good cars, actually. But the best car I had for not breaking down or anything was a... Forget the fucking name of it now. German. Mondeo. Couldn't think of that fucking name. Mondeo. I've had this one for fucking years. The Mondeo. Never broke down or anything. Always, every time that thing goes, I'm always waiting for the breaking news slot's gone. The Snapey. Stephen, not Snapey. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly was a good Western. Yes, it was. Clint. Escape from... It's on YouTube, that Escape from Alcatraz. Very good film. Clint again. The Vader. I like Murray and... Oh, that was a brilliant film, that. And Lost in Translation. But that Groundhog Day was absolutely brilliant, where he was a news reporter for the telly. As Ghostbusters. I was born in 81. So grew up with the likes of Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, hence why I like Murray and Ford. Yes. Yes, that Groundhog Day, though, Vader, absolutely brilliant, mate. And Phil says to Stephen, visited the Rock. There is a group of swimmers in the Bay Area regularly swim to the island. Go away, is there? Because there's a fella named Frank, I forget his name. And they reckon he swam, didn't he, to the mainland, got away. Because he was, I forget his name, Frank someone anyway. I think Eastwood played his part. You know, the real life character's part. 3 of them escaped. Listen, boys and girls, I'll have to finish. Frank, so many great films. The Sting, yes. Redford. Yeah, Robert Redford, brilliant him. Absolutely brilliant. Like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Great in that. My dad hated Sinatra and the Kennedys because of how they treated Marilyn, says Toscana. Convinced they had a part in her death, not suicide. She knew too much. Yeah, not so much Sinatra, because I only read very, very recently that Sinatra wanted to marry her. He loved her that much. And he wanted her to get away from the crowd, the Kennedys. She was murdered. She was murdered. Unfortunately. And Barry says, talking about the spaghetti westerns, I love listening to the music on YouTube by the Danish Philharmonic Orchestra. Absolutely brilliant, says Barry. My favourite piece of music, there are 2 actually. One, and it's to get me out, you know, when I get fed up, I've been sitting there on my own, and I always put it on. And that's the 1812 Overture, Tchaikovsky's. And the other piece of music, which I dearly love, is when I'm feeling all nostalgia. You know, thinking about family and that. Family past family, if you know what I mean, is Barber's Adagio for strings. I've got a thing on YouTube. I've always saved it when I want to play it. And it's Leonard Bernstein, you know, with his orchestra. Adagio for strings. Play it. Fantastic. And the chorus of 1812 Overture. Choral. And then they're singing it and the music. Fucking hell, it's unbelievable. Russian. Fantastic. Love it. The Vader. Godfather, Goodfellas, Scarface are my favourite films with Pacino and De Niro. And my favourite genre is The Shining. Jack Nicholson. Brilliant. Do you know where he bets the jar and he goes, Johnny's here, you know that. That was he did that as a joke, you know that. Because he was fed up trying to fucking break this door, and it wouldn't break. And anyway, I finally, and the camera was just rolling. And he fucking hit it like that. And the character's name was Johnny, wasn't it? And when he thought that was that, he fucking finally broke it. And he looked at me and went, Johnny's here. And he kept that in. They kept it in the film. Getting that? Love it. Yeah, Frank, Reeves and Swayze, yes. That's their thing one you mentioned, yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Look, I've got to go. De Niro in Cape Fear, the muscles on him. He's horrible in it. Brilliant. Do you know what? Yeah. And he did that for spite, you know. And he pumped up. Oh. Oh. I forget it was the, you know, where he was, the fella in it who was married, where, you know, he's going to get him. I forget who it was. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But, you know, Cape Fear, De Niro, brilliant. Excuse me. Love the Batman from the 60s. Wish they kept it short, yeah. Yeah. Bond, Batman, and the Beatles were from the 60s for me as a toddler. Batman was brilliant. Really was. And where I lived, you get the kids running around. Do you know, with the coats around the neck? I'm not fucking thinking the Batman. The cape. The Beatles. They were the best directors, Martin Scorsese, Sergio Leone, Hitchcock, Spielberg. Yeah, I go so much Sergio, but I go Scorsese and Hitchcock and Spielberg. Yes. Oliver Stone's a great director. And Opal Manta was very cool, says Phil. Yeah, they had him. I think Toscana and Liverbird and them all would be fighting over me. I'm going to get in it. I'm not. And as the Liverbird said, good night, Frankie, and lovely chatters. Thanks for tonight. It's the first time getting the side eye from Chomsky. Chomsky. Cheers, Frank. Night all, says the T. Night T. Night, Frank. Good show, mate. Happy birthday, lad. Thank you, Vader. Stephen, peace out, Frank, and stay safe. And good night. God bless, chatters and fellow Reds. You'll never walk alone. And if you're free tomorrow, I'm doing UAPs. And on Thursday, the football show. If you want some fun. You know it's great. You know it's a great film when you watch it many times. You know the story. But that doesn't matter. Like listening to your best friends telling the same story, says Phil. Yeah, that's a cracking little comment. Lovely. Good night. Good night, Stephen. Good night, Liver. Got to go, Frank, says Barry. See you on the next one. Thank you, Barry, tomorrow night. Nessun Dorma. No, that's a piece. Yes. Love it. Pavarotti. Nick Nolte. I couldn't think of his name, T. I couldn't think of his name. I'll tell you what I like as well, Toscana, Funicula, by Andrea Bocelli and Conte Partino with Sarah Brightman and Bocelli. Love it. Here's Johnny, a reference to the opening of The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Nicholson's character was called Jack Torrance. And Mr. B. Happy birthday, Frank. Mille grazie. And the lovely Toscana. Grazie, Franco. Great night. No, thank you. Toscana, thank you. And on that wonderful night, I'll say, see some of you tomorrow. See most of you on Thursday. And thank you so much. Thank you. And as our lovely Toscana would say, mille grazie. Ci vediamo domani. A domani. See you all tomorrow. Ciao.